Hey, this is Okay. Today I'm doing something a little different. I'm going to be working on script writing. Does not involve any drawing, so this is very different for me. Um, Tales from the Crib Keeper allows me to get a lot of exercise in script writing and, revising ideas and fleshing them out. I thought I would kind of go through that process a little bit today, just kind of show you what's going on behind the curtains uh, and what I've come to learn. Maybe I'll give a few tips and just kind of talk about my process as I do it. You can see over here on the left side, this is the original script, and on the right side, this is my first draft. I'll probably spend like a day working on a comic script for a maybe a 8-9 page comic, and 2-3 days for a comic script on a 16 page idea. And those are long days. They're not like 3 or 4 hour work days. I've changed my methods as I get more into the comics, trying to get better and better at comics. And one thing I'm finding is that the script writing is such an important aspect of the comic. Why put a month of work into drawing a comic script that you spent a few hours on? It's good to get. I want to say it's good to get the foundations laid right, and that just goes down to the comic script. It's good to get a really good fleshed out comic script that just has a good story in it before going into the art. All right, so this original script is from someone in a different country, so they're a little bit challenged with English. I kind of have to interpret what they're trying to say. The first thing I did was I asked to change some the names to give them more, English Western names, familiar names. And since these are strippers, I thought it would be good to give them, common stripper names. Kristen and Savinja are now Kitty and Lexi. Julina, that was okay for me. So we're just staying with Julina. But that was the first thing I did, and I also noticed that I typically go at 6 panels per page, and he had already gone ahead and fleshed out panels for each page. He's had this idea for a long time, and we're finally getting around to it. So the next thing was there was 7 panels on 2 of the pages, and that's kind of a red flag for me, where I'm like, oh, there's too much on this page. It's gonna be too busy. So I went ahead and said, there's gonna need to be 2 panels on this page that go small to make 2 small panels equals 1 panel. So that was the next thing we did, and so then I got started on this comic script. We see in the first panel here, the witch is sitting at a bar, a nightclub, observing 2 strippers in the background, and the witch thinks these 2 girls are perfect for my plan, and that's the panel. And then the next panel, we are given a good close-up shot establishing these 2 girls, their looks. So it's really just an establishing shot that they're good-looking and they're strippers. Panel 3 is unnecessary. They give a kiss. I mean, that's really just fluff, and I don't think we need it. I'm probably going to cut it out and focus more on enhancing one of these other panels. So you can see over here that I might have already cut it out, but yeah, where is this? Panel 2. Okay, panel 2 is yeah, I think I've already cut it out. So so in panel 4, let's see, the 2 strippers are sitting at the bar on bar stools. So suddenly they're like transported to the bar stools, and Julina appeals to the two girls, or starts a conversation with them. So this is all just, no, this just doesn't work. So how do we get these two girls from on stage to engage in a conversation with this woman in a strip club? So that's my question. When you're writing a comic script, I feel like once you have the idea down, the author is in charge of asking the questions, and the script is actually the answers to all those questions. And you try to make the question as short as possible. Compact 3 lines into 1 line, and that's a better line. You want to give as much information in a small panel that you can. I feel like I've continued developing that ability, and that's a key aspect in the comic script writing. So here we go with panel 1. So instead of her we see her thoughts actually written out. I don't like doing that. That's like breaking that fourth boundary kind of thing, and kind of like you're breaking the you're changing the story into the reader is now omniscient and knowing the thoughts of the people, and just that one thought doesn't work for me. So I either want to go knowing all the thoughts of one person and just focusing on one person, or not knowing any of their thoughts if they're just thinking them. So the witch is sitting at the bar. She observes 2 girls dancing on a pole. So we will see them in the background. We will see the witch in the foreground at the bar. But instead of her saying, these 2 girls are perfect for my plan, we're going to cut that out. Instead, she's going to say, bartender, 2 drinks for the girl on stage, please. That's going to immediately tell us that she's interested in the girls on the stage, and it's going to be a reason for those 2 girls on the stage to come over here and interact with the witch. So I think that's, the greatest solution right there. I'm sure there's others, but this is the quickest one panel explanation of how these people get together. So panel 2 is large. It will be the establishing shot of the strippers. It's establishing the strippers' looks and kind of their personality, not really their personality. So it establishes that they're strippers and they look good, and that they like each other. So in this panel, we're going to have a little dialogue carried over from the bartender. Let's see. Not the bartender, the witch. Well, she says in the previous panel, bartender, 2 drinks for the girls on stage, please. And then we'll continue by her saying, I'd like to meet them, I guess. Or they interest me, or something like that. Something that's going to tell the reader that it's time to they're getting together. Give them an explanation. Give the readers an explanation of what's happening. Okay, so this might be changed in the next draft. Something a little more juicy other than I'd like to meet them. Sounds a little boring to me, so we'll go on to panel 3. So in panel 3, Lexi and Kitty, the 2 strippers, are supposed to kiss. I really don't see any relevance to the story with this. It does show that they're very involved together, but we could actually show that in panel 2. This is just redundant, unneeded information. So I'm going to cut that out, and we're going to maybe make panel 2 a little bit larger, or make panel 3, something will change, and we'll have a better page 1. So in panel 3, We see Lexi and Kitty sitting attracted at the bar. Let's make sense of this. Lexi and Kitty are sitting at the bar. We just cut this out to keep it from being confusing. Sitting at the bar, and Julina, the witch, appeals to the girls. This is where the language is a little, I think the language barrier is making it a little confusing. So Lexi and Kitty are sitting at the bar, and Julina appeals to the two girls. So this is new dialogue that I've been writing in. Let's say Lexi would say this. You were right, Kitty. It is a woman. Well, isn't this a trip? We don't usually see women in here. What are you into, hun? And that's when the witch says, I was about to ask you two the same thing. How'd you both like an erotic experience tonight? And that should be a question mark. Then I think we would go into the next panel, panel 4, because let's not get too much verbiage going on in one panel. So Kitty would, maybe Lexi, maybe Kitty. I haven't figured out who, but one of them will say, uh-oh, you've got Kitty curious now. And then the witch will say, well, follow me if you'd like to satisfy your curiosity. Saying it's kind of, what's the word? Kind of leading them away, saying it's sexy in a sexy way. Okay, so that would be that panel. And see, on the original script, we just cut from the girls being introduced on the bar to Julina's bedroom, which that's a pretty crazy jump right there. That's not going to work for readers, not work well. So I think this follow me, we're probably going to need to explain to the reader that we're at Julina's bedroom. They can't see a script and just automatically know they're in Julina's bedroom. So in the original back and forth, I asked the commissioner, is this Julina's bedroom, or could it be a room in the strip club, like a back room meant for private use? But he wanted it to be a bedroom. So that's what we're stuck with. Julina's bedroom. I would have preferred the strip club, I believe, because that's a big jump from the strip club to the bedroom. And it's just hard to do a jump like that in a comic. And it's also, if it was fleshed out in a TV series or something, it kind of loses the atmosphere. We just established this setting in the strip club, and now we're back in a normal house and everything, in a witch's house. So maybe we can do something weird since it's a witch's house, but I think it's supposed to be kind of normal. So we are in Julina's bedroom now. The girl lying on the big bed in underwear and her sexy shoes. The girl lying on the big bed. Who's the girl? I don't know. Make it comfortable, girl. I must again briefly to the bathroom. Okay, so this doesn't make any sense. Let's make some sense out of it. Okay, we're in Julina's bedroom, the witch's room. The girl lying on the big bed in underwear. Make yourself comfortable. And let's cut out girl. Or girls. I must again briefly to the back. Why is again in here? That doesn't make any sense. I must briefly. Maybe she says, I'm just going to touch up in the bathroom. To touch. No, that's not right. Make yourself comfortable, girls. I must. What in the bathroom? Can't say use the bathroom. I must. Make yourself comfortable, girls. I must. No, make yourself comfortable, girls, while I get. Make yourself comfortable, girls. I'll only be a minute. Let's not say bathroom. I think that kind of kills the mood we're trying to create. And we'll just show the bathroom. Alright, so make yourself comfortable, girls. I'll only be a minute. In the bathroom, Julina bewitches 2 adult diapers. So she speaks her magic spell. Julina casts a spell on the diapers. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this video now. I don't want to give away too much of the story, but as you can see here, this is the script we started with, and this is the page we now have. Lots of changes, but all to all for the better, all trying to help the story flow, help the characters have more personality, help establish that these characters are kind of sexual and very seductive and risque, that something kind of sexy is about to happen, and we might need to amp up some of the witches dialogue to make it a little more ominous, but I think we're at a good place with this first draft. So this has been a good video to show you how we go from the original script to a first draft, and then kind of gives you an idea of where we're headed for a final draft. This is all going to be in Tales from the Crypt Keeper issue 8. So if you'd like to see the finished thing, keep an eye out for that. It should be out Halloween. The 3 stories in this comic are going to be very scary stories. It has all got it's got some age regression, pregnancy, mental regression, just diapers on women, and it should be a really, really good addition to the Tales from the Crypt Keeper series. I'm very excited about the 2 scripts that are already done. That is A Better Family and a better family, and the transfer. Might be called the spiritual transfer, but look for transfer. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helps you and you get a little enjoyment out of seeing the process. This is Okayokayokok, and I will see you next time.